Papa, for you, what is human sexuality?
So, human sexuality is related to a person's preference. So, it can be one's attraction to the opposite sex, or it can be even be an attraction to the similar sex. So, kung yun yung what we call homosexual attraction, so or heterosexual attraction. So mainly, human sexuality determines also the relationships that a person might want in the future. So yun, parang ganun lang ang human sexual. So it is a preference ng isang tao in relationship to another person.
Thank you, Papa. So, why do you think human sexuality is important to oneself?
Well, basically, it will determine what type of partner you would like to have in the future. So, it is also very important for a person to know his or her sexuality because our culture also has limits to accepting non-conventional relationships. For example, if your son is gay, so or your daughter is gay, she might face social stigma related to some sectors of society who do not accept people for being homosexuals. So it has really a significant effect. So if you know your sexuality and you can learn to embrace it, and then you would not have to stress about the limits set by society on let's say stereotypes on gender, like preconceptions about gay people.
Thank you, Papa. So, how can you attain and sustain a healthy family life?
So, maintaining and sustaining a healthy family life requires time and effort. Definitely, just like any endeavor, you must put time and effort into building and strengthening family life. So, I have to spend time with you, your sister, your mother. You have to also. The children have to respect their parents. So, and respect and love and all the rest comes from building relationships with your family. So that, which means spending time and effort to get to know what your children are feeling. They're sad, they're happy, they're sad, or whatever. So yun lang basically ang mahalaga sa isang family.
Okay. How do you think the responsibilities of the parents change a growing up child?
So parents really have an influence on children. So sabi nga natin, your school is your second home, but your home will always be your home. So if parents cannot perform their duty in taking care of their children, meeting their needs, their wants, or nurturing their talents and their skills, so it will have an direct effect on their children. So parents must endeavor to know their children, their wants and needs in the different stages of their children's lives.
So, what are the different responsibilities of parenthood when children are at different ages?
So for example, when you were young, you had to change your diapers. so as children grow up, so their needs evolve also. So before, when you were not yet able to walk, or the children were still very young, so parents had to protect. We had to protect you from danger. from securing your health. So when you were growing up, let's say grade 1, so we had to teach you to socialize, how to uh, accept that the world is not all about you, and the world is also full of other children that you had to learn how to interact to. So when you were now that you're in high school, so there's a different, uh, there are changes in your body, there are changes in your hormones, so there are many changes. So parents must also adapt to these changes and meet the needs of their children.
Okay. Are you in favor of early marriage?
Are you getting married? So definitely, I am not in favor of early marriage because I believe uh, that children, as much as possible, I believe that parents should guide their children to reach their utmost potential. So before they enter into a greater responsibility of getting married and starting a family. So starting a family is no easy task. So I would advise you to study hard and finish your studies, build a career, and then when you are mature enough and strong enough financially, emotionally, and the other requirements required for marriage, then that would be the time. Pero age siguro, hindi naman eksaktong age but you must help your children prepare. So, early, ano ba definition ng early?
Early as in
Fresh out of high school.
like that during college.
So, syempre, hindi ka pa tapos mag-aaral, hindi pa pwede.
Okay. So, at what age do you think should young people become parents and why?
So, sa akin, children should strive to finish their studies, build their career, prepare themselves financially also. So it's no easy task. So if you don't have the requisites of you haven't finished study, you don't have work, you don't have money, you don't have a house, so it's definitely going to be difficult for anybody to start a family in those conditions. So I would recommend to anybody before starting a family to prepare. So what age would that be? It depends on how long it would take you to prepare. But it's better to go into building a family equipped and prepared rather than starting a family when you are not yet financially and emotionally prepared.
Okay. Do you think should sex education be taught at school or at home? Why?
Definitely, sex education should be taught at home. I think primarily parents should introduce the concept of how children should manage their bodies, how to be comfortable about their bodies, and to be aware of also the possible problems that children might face if and when they choose to engage in sexual, what do you call this? So anyway, I think parents and children, parents should initiate the talk with their children regarding the birds and the bees, so that when they go to school, they are also guided by the advice and counsel of their parents. But I definitely agree that it should be discussed in the family, and it should also, if parents do not have the courage to talk about this stuff with their children, so the schools can step in to fill in the necessary gap to inform the children, so that they can be more aware of their bodies and the changes that are occurring during this very crucial stage in their biological development, yung inyong puberty.
So, final question. Complete the phrase, a parent is...
Parent is me. A parent is a person who takes care of his family, his children, and make sure that the future of his family is secured and the needs of the families are well taken care of. So a parent in relation to his children should provide guidance, support, and all the necessary things that will help his or her children to become well-rounded citizens and responsible citizens. So that's it.
Thank you, Papa.